Salutations, and welcome to my perspective on the VTuber community over the last 4 years. I do have ADHD brain, so this is going to be very interesting. I will be jumping from topic to topic. If that is not your thing, please feel free to click off the video and watch something else. With that being said, hello, I am Ayameshu. I am the cosmic void entity of the internet, and I would love if y'all could give me a like and subscribe. We are trying to get to 1K here on YouTube and on Twitch. So if y'all could go on ahead and let's get into the video. All right, where do I begin here? There is so much. I am 28 eons, and over the past 4 years, it has been a really interesting change from the community being extremely warm and welcoming and helping smaller VTubers to it being kind of like a hierarchy of upper class versus middle class. The upper class being the higher VTubers, the 10K plus VTubers, and the VTubers that are under 10K, which are the low, kind of like poverty line VTubers, is the best way I can kind of use that analogy. With that being said, I love the VTuber community, and I've been in this community for 4 years, as I've said before. I just don't like a lot of the things that have changed over the years. A lot of hostility towards both larger and smaller creators, larger VTubers not remembering where they came from. I mean, all VTubers start small and grow bigger over time. And with that being said, I just wish a lot of people would collab more and be nice. Don't be a dick. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for much, I don't think. But with that being said, I kind of have a list of things that I want to talk about in this video, so it's not going to be too terribly long. With that being said, there's a lot of discriminatory related topics that I'm not going to get into per se. I'm just probably going to touch the surface of it and then move on from it. I don't like how other people, whether it be the LGBTQ community interacting with each other or people outside of it, same thing with race related stuff, which I find very stupid. I don't mean that in a degrading way. I don't see the color of people's skins when I look at somebody. I look at their personality. Their personality and the way they treat me and other people around me is kind of how I judge these people based off of their character. With that being said, there's been a lot of serious accusations thrown around in the community as well, which makes me very uncomfortable. And it's like, well, if you collab with this person or you knew this person before this came out, you're clearly involved in this in some form or fashion. Like, are you serious? Like, are you genuinely serious? But with that being said, I want to go ahead and move on to a little bit of a lighter topic. Collabs. um, with the whole collab thing, I don't mind collabing with strangers. But can we at least hang out once or twice before I sit on stream and have my audience be like, yeah, you're uncomfortable and like you're having stream scuff because of how uncomfortable you are? Well, that goes with the story. I was in a 15-person Among Us collab, and a lot of the people that I was in the collab with, I didn't know. And my community kind of noticed that I was uncomfortable in the collab. I wasn't saying much. I wasn't doing much. Um, I wasn't really interacting with the people that I was in the collab with. I was more of muting them in Discord and talking to my chat more than actually interacting with the people in the collab because of how uncomfortable I felt. So I guess my biggest, I don't want to say it's pet peeve, but it just rubs me the wrong way when people want to collab with you. Like there's a difference between partnerships and friendships. One is more professional and another one is more casual, and y'all are both mutually benefiting in both set of circumstances, but one is more of friendly terms and you get better content, in my opinion, out of it than, say, a stranger doing content with another stranger. With that being said, that's kind of what rubs me the wrong way. I don't mind collabing with strangers. It's just I would prefer to hang out with you a couple of times before I do a full-fledged collab with you. I think in the following episodes to the series, I will bring other people on that have been in my community for a really long time. There hasn't been people that have stayed in my community a long time, but there's been people that have stayed for 3 years or more. If they've stayed longer than that, whoa, like that is a rare thing. And I think there's like maybe I can only count on like one of my hands how many people that has stayed throughout the entirety of the 4 years that I've been a VTuber. People have seen me go from the cosmic witch cat girl that y'all have seen floating around the internet once or twice, and you've seen her on this channel at one point too. So the change from my VTuber model, my cat girl model, to my cosmic cat girl to kind of the cosmic void entity that you see in front of you is completely different. I can go on ahead and kind of tell you one of the experiences that really bother me. I guess I'm only going to touch on it here, and I'll get to it later on down the line. I don't like when minors enter a 18 plus / 21 plus space. Because not only do the minors get in trouble, but the 18 plus / 21 plus people that are interacting with them are also kind of responsible for how they conduct themselves around this person when they don't need to be in that person's space. Here's a kind of a good example. If a minor, 13, 14, basically anybody under the age of 18, decides to join a server, 18 plus server, and the VTuber doesn't know it and they've lied and deliberately deceived them, what I have a problem with. I'm gonna leave that there for right now, but we'll kind of get more into that later. If you can see in the background of in my bedroom back there, I'm kind of closer to y'all, so I can I'm sitting on the floor while we're talking. So kind of a chill, lax vibe. With that being said, there's like one thing that weirds me out a little bit, and I'm kind of thinking of it now. Um, there's been multiple case scenarios where um, I've brought people into my community, like they've dropped by my streams, they hung out with me in my VCs, and they've turned out to not be the greatest of people. And it drives me insane because these people could have been like my best friends. They could have been like the sweetest, kindest people ever, but they decided to be the opposite of that. And I have like 5 people that have done that to me over the past like 4 years, and that's saying something. I've had people block me for literally no reason, well, none, to me explaining my feelings about a situation that I'm currently going on in my real life. Trigger warning for those of you who have PTSD, OCD, ADHD, anxiety, depression, self-harm, or self-deletion. With that being said, trigger warning for those of you who are very much sensitive on those topics. I tried to talk to a friend. I'm going to go ahead and tell this story as vaguely as I can because we no longer talk to each other and I've blocked this person on all forms of communication, Discord, Twitter, every platform I can think of. Earlier this past year, into kind of my early to late postpartum, I was pushed to the point of committing self deletion due to a lot of factors. Some being stress, some being my friends not communicating or talking with me. With that being said, I can still remember the feelings that I felt way back then. I tried to explain to this person, I tried to explain to both of these people that I was going through absolute hell, and they weren't there for me when I needed them the most. So you know what this person did? When I was trying to explain that, they blocked me, and they refused to listen to what I had to say. And I refused to be that for other people in the community, and I refuse to be that for my friends, because I know they need me, I know my family needs me. Hell, I even know that my partner needs me. So kind of in the VTuber space, there's a lot of people that are looking for friends or new to the community or trying to make their own little communities, make their own friend group. I get that. I was there before. That is crazy. I remember how awkward I felt the first time. It's like somebody in, there was some things in the beginning that I was like, I'm not too sure about this, like hugs or head pats. I wasn't very like touchy, feely kind of person at that time. But the more I met people, the more I kind of broke out of my shell, the more comfortable I felt as me, and the more I grew into my VTuber model. And my community kind of grew and blossomed from there. Also, don't ask about the whole like fridge thing. I don't know where that came from. No idea. So, with that being said, there's just some stuff in my community I don't question anymore. I'm just like, yep, that's a thing. That's a thing. So, with that being said, there's so many other topics I could touch on. There's kind of like an understood rule or kind of like an understanding, kind of like a quiet understanding. A lot of people don't talk about it, but there's a silent understanding that you don't talk about personal IRL things on stream or personal endeavors on stream. I get that. But with your community, it's better to give a honest retort as to why you've been absent. So I guess I could go on ahead and say, I am incredibly sorry to both you, my friends, my family. I have been absent due to not just health reasons, but I've been moving around. I've been having to deal with horrible friends and just overall horrible, stressful situation and being in a homeless shelter and being in a situation that caused me a lot of stress and discomfort. 75% of the time nowadays, I'm working and sleeping because of how much pain I'm in from work, how physically sore I feel, how mentally exhausted I feel because of how small my social battery is. It used to be huge while I was at the peak. I was on the rise, I guess you could say, during the time that I was a part of the Monster Monster Labs podcast and being a co-host to the person that was my best friend, and we no longer are on speaking terms anymore. So we've kind of just went our separate ways. And it's like he never really existed in my community to begin with, but he always wanted to control everything. So that kind of made me uncomfortable. But with that being said, I've met so many friends. I have like that one asshole friend that's like, hey, I'm bigger than you. And I'm just like, okay, and he's like, because I'm like, got it. There's just some friend, like my friend group dynamic is very interesting, but by no means am I rejecting any new friends. Like if you are a new VTuber and you want a new friend and you're new to the community, hi. Hi. I can become your friend. I am always available. And if you want to check out my socials, just click on the card that's on my YouTube profile and you can follow me on all of my socials. I've also updated my socials. Hi, I'm on Blue Skies now. As well as I have updated I need to, everything I need to on my card. I also have the Cosmic Wisteria SMP server up and running. So if y'all are interested, please feel free to click on that and join. I am still looking for admin/mods to take over for admin and modding purposes for the SMP. I'm also looking for a server host, so if you have suggestions, please feel free to put your suggestion for server host down below. And I'm looking for builders as well. So if you are willing to come and be a builder for me to bring up this SMP and make it the dream that we've always wanted, then I look forward to receiving y'all's applications because I have the application in the server. So feel free to both join the main server and the SMP server. And with that being said, I love y'all oh so very much. I hope y'all have an amazing day and be sweet to each other. Bye.